My name is Schuster. I'm a partner with TNG, and the first thing I'd like to say is happy birthday, Title IX. I feel like the two of us sort of grew up together, and today I'm going to share with you a few stories as I meander through my thoughts about my encounters with Title IX-based matters over the last 4 decades of my own professional career. I want to start with 1972, the year that Title IX came into being, and it was the year that I was completing my graduate work. I was really excited to be a student affairs professional. One of my best friends was the director of admissions. I knew there was a position available in his office for an admissions counselor, and I approached him about it. His response to me was this: you know, Sonny, you'd be really great as an admissions counselor, but we don't hire young women to be admissions counselors. You're on the road all the time. It's not safe for young women to be in this kind of a position. Besides, Sonny, you're a young bride. You'll probably be starting your family soon. Now, interestingly enough, and sadly enough, all those elements sort of made sense to me at the time. I was angry about it. It didn't seem fair, but it also seemed like what was happening with the era of time. Now, what I want to do is fast forward 10 years. We had moved to a different community. My husband had taken a job at a different university, and I was trying to make decisions at that point about where I wanted to go next. I had had nearly 10 years of a successful administrative career at another school, and I didn't know if I wanted to do that or if I wanted to begin graduate work. Frankly, what I really wanted to do was go to law school, but I was 32 years old. And when I approached the law school, the response to me was, we really don't admit female individuals at that age. Now, of course, any of you who know the Cannon case know that this is not unlike that particular case. It, of course, didn't occur to me in any element to consider legal action. I was aware of Title IX by that point. I had done a large amount of writing on it for the student affairs team, although there was no Title IX coordinator at that university at that time. And so I started my doctoral degree, completed all my coursework in it, and due to a number of elements, ended up losing 3 members of my committee, not due to anything that I did, but because of a number of circumstances. And frankly, it just didn't seem like what I wanted to do anyway. I was promoted into a higher level student affairs dean's position and continued to enjoy that, doing student conduct work, advocating with various student groups. I became advisor to the LGBTQ student organization, and the elements of Title IX continued to creep into my life on a daily basis. I became more and more both interested, knowledgeable about, and committed to the precepts that Title IX represented. Nearly 10 years later, we're going to fast forward again, I made another overture to the law school. At that time, enough things had occurred over the course of the previous decade. They said, of course, apply. If you're qualified, we would welcome you to be part of our community. So I did, and so I was. And so I have been able to pursue a career in law that focused in the area of discrimination, primarily in disability-based discrimination, and of course, in Title IX-based discrimination. Through that period of time, the work that I was reading, the articles that I was pursuing were written by a number of very brilliant females, but the one that stood out were ones written by Bernice Sandler. She frankly became my icon. It was someone whose work I followed closely. I was absolutely in awe of her. In 2011, I had the opportunity not only to meet her, but also to present on a panel with her. You know, it's interesting. I know my partner, Brett, refers to her as Bunny, and all of her friends do. And she looked at me after we met and she said, "Oh, please call me Bunny." And I can share honestly with all of you, there was no way I was going to call Bernice Sandler Bunny. In fact, it was all I could do not to call her Bernice Sandler. So I would always say Miss Sandler, or I would avoid using her name altogether. I was both intimidated and I was in awe of this kind and brilliant woman. Upon the conclusion of a full, I think, 3 days of training with her, and I had worked up the courage throughout that period of time to talk to her about my work. She had the opportunity to observe me training. And at the conclusion of it, she reached over, she put her hand over my hand. She said, "Sonny, I want you to know something. The torch has been passed." It probably meant more to me in the world of Title IX and the work that I had made a commitment to than pretty much anything that I had done up to that point. So, as all of you are aware, Miss Sandler has passed. I still don't call her Bunny. And I would like to believe that not only through me and through the work that I do, but through the work that all of our partners and associates at T&G do, that we are passing the torch on to others and that it will continue to make changes in their life as well. Thank you so much for listening to my meandering tale. And again, happy birthday, Title IX.